Group of grown men were so annoyed by her music they decided to run a Call of Duty mission on a child. They made a super annoying song. Let's put her life at risk. That's one-to-one. The P. Diddy of children's music, but I'm not sure if that's the best example to roll with here. If she's fat, then I'm obese. Disliked something. You don't have to wish death upon them. Is that a crazy thought to have? Quick announcement, everybody. So listen, next week you will have content. I promise that, but I will be gone. So it will be pre-recorded content. The reason I'll be gone is because me and my wife have saved up a while for this trip. We are going to Vegas, okay? We saved up a minute. This is finally going to be one of our honeymoon because we weren't able to actually take one. And we're going to be going to WrestleMania as well. So if you guys are a drama fan of mine or a basketball fan of mine, new or not, just so you know, I upload Monday, Tuesday, Thursday, Friday, and Sunday. That schedule will stay the same. You're going to get 3 basketball and 3 drama videos the entire week, even though I'm going to be gone all week from Wednesday to Sunday in Vegas. But even though it's pre-recorded content, you're still going to get actual on-the-ground content. I'm going to do some IRL videos so you guys can see Vegas. I'm going to take videos of stuff we're doing. I'm going to take pictures. I'm going to make sure to upload it for you guys on my YouTube Shorts tab and on my community post if they're just pictures. So pay attention to my community posts and pay attention to my YouTube Shorts so you guys can see what I'm up to, and I want to share that with you. I appreciate every single one of you that are subscribed to me. I appreciate this community growing, and I'm hoping we can actually get to a higher area. So with that being said, enough yapping. If you're a basketball fan, don't worry. I will be back in time for the playoffs. I will be back in time to give a playoff bracket before the playoff starts. And with that out the way, let's get this video started. Love you guys. I'll see you soon. Welcome back to my channel, everybody. If you know me, you know who I am. If you don't, my name is Trey Fab. I'm a React content creator. I like to make different React content, whether that be to YouTube, TikTok nonsense, or to basketball, modern NBA, and different basketball creators in general. So if you like basketball insight, I'm the guy for you. If you like brain rot, I'm the guy for you. With that being said, today we're going to be reacting to Patrick CC's How the Most Hated 7th Grader Got Her Revenge. Let's go.
What started as a blog post that was lightly poking fun at a silly song made by a 7th grader turned dangerous when a group of internet scum orchestrated an attack known as Operation Black Friday. The hackers doxed Rebecca, releasing her home address, parents' work addresses, and the information for the middle school she attended, along with a copy of its calendar and a map of the campus.
Okay. I thought this was going to be about Rebecca Black, like, getting her revenge because her song blew up, even though it was considered, at the time, kind of a little bit still is, the worst song ever, and one of the most disliked YouTube videos ever. I thought it was going to be like her revenge, getting her bag and sticking it to the haters. Not an entire team of grown men running a Black Ops mission on a child. Like, listen to what we're talking about here, okay? A group of grown men were so annoyed by her music they decided to run a Call of Duty mission on a child. Disturbing. Not okay. And y'all need to grow up. That's not okay, alright? I was annoyed by many artists when I was a kid, okay? Justin Bieber just fucking popped off, right? And he was the biggest thing since sliced bread when at that time, he kind of is still big now, but at that time there was Jesus Christ and then there was Justin Bieber, all right? He was huge. Girls loved him, boys hated him, and what teachers would do to punish young boys at my school especially, it's just softly run Justin Bieber music, okay? They literally had a drive where they said if we hit our goal, we'll stop playing Justin Bieber music, and that goal was hit within a few days. In my opinion, that's extortion of children, but it is what it is. It got the job done. So I understand having an artist that kids, or even some adults, find super, super annoying. That's fine. You're allowed to feel that way. But again, you're not allowed to fucking run missions on the people. You're not allowed to be this disturbing. This isn't okay. This is not okay whatsoever. And like I said, this is grown adults. I highly doubt these are all little children. Jesus.
Knowing exactly where she will be and when. The plan posted to 4chan's B-board read, here are some simple orders. 12 p.m. EST, start calling the school with all of the numbers and tardy bull. Fax as many nudes of anything, girl, horse for example, and put Rebecca's name on it.
That's disgusting. That's a 7th grader. What the hell is... Some people, I will never understand how they actually walk through life and think that the behavior that they do is acceptable. Like, it doesn't matter how much you hate somebody. It doesn't matter how right you feel your actions are, okay? There's perspectives to everything, and people will do things in life because they feel like it's the right thing to do, and they feel like they're in the right. But even if you feel like you're in the right, like, make this make sense to me. Please make it make sense to me. A 7th grader, even if you believe it's the worst song to ever hit the airwaves ever, even if that's the truth, let's say that's true. A 7th grader made a song that's extremely annoying. It keeps getting played on the radio. So your solution to that is to send a bunch of nudes, put her name on it, and bestiality nudes at that. Put her name on it, blow up her school, call in fake tardy reports, and plan some type of mission with knowing exactly where she's gonna be at all times. That's 1-to-1 for you. She made a super annoying song. Let's put her life at risk. That's 1-to-1. What?
At 1 p.m. EST, DDoS Arc Music Factory. At 3 p.m. EST, start requesting her Sorry Excuse for music on the radio. As if her life being in danger wasn't hard enough on the young girl, Rebecca Black's song Friday was the catalyst of relentless cyberbullying. It briefly became the #1 most disliked YouTube video of all time, and was widely regarded as the worst song and video ever made. This is the story of how the entire internet attacked a 7th grade girl, and how she ultimately got her redemption.
You can be annoyed by the song, by the way. To this day, I'm not gonna change my mind on that. I can say everything I just said and fully agree on that. I know you guys do too, especially if you watch me and you're one of my beautiful, amazing 164 subscribers. Yeah, you can say all the things I just said. It's unacceptable for you to be a grown-ass adult, be that angry at a goddamn song to do these despicable acts to a child. But also, the song that the child made was super fucking annoying. Like, we can hold these two views here. One thing you should know about my channel, we're nuanced here, okay? This was a super annoying song. You don't believe me? Type in Rebecca Black Friday. If you can listen to the whole song without turning it off, you're a trooper.
13-year-old Rebecca Black was initially inspired by her classmate Alana Lee, who released a song and professional music video called Butterflies. Now, Rebecca had been singing and dancing in school talent shows and musicals since she was a toddler. Therefore, the idea of making a music video sounded like a fun new experience. Becca went home and asked her mom if she could make one like her classmate, so they reached out to the company who produced the Butterflies video, Arc Music Factory. Arc Music was owned and operated by Patrice Wilson, who would ultimately create the viral song that turned Rebecca's life upside down. Making terrible pop songs for little girls was not Patrice's first choice as a career path. He started a record label but didn't have money to give artists for recording and marketing costs. Instead, artists would pay him using Arc Music as a gateway to the entertainment industry. For a couple $1,000s, Arc Music would write a song, get a studio, produce the song, take photos, record a video, and even submit all of that to more legitimate labels. However, Patrice soon realized his company primarily attracted one specific group: fame-hungry teenagers and their parents who could afford to risk the multi-$1,000 investment. The first audition was more like, what the heck is going on? These are all kids. We tried to go with being selective, but when you're also starting a business, we can't be too selective. Despite the young teens being his only clientele, he always managed to fit himself in the videos, whether he was just acting, singing background vocals, or rapping.
This guy was like the I don't know if that's the example I want to use. I was gonna say he's like the P. Diddy of children's music, but I'm not sure if that's the best example to roll with here. If you guys know, okay, if you guys know P. Diddy, back in the day, he was called Puff Daddy, and he would always be in his artist video every single time. He owned a record label. He would always be in his artist videos. That's what I was getting at, okay? I'm not insinuating that he did some weird shit with the teens or nothing like that, unless somewhere in here it says he did. If he didn't, he didn't. If there's no allegations, no allegations. If there are no charges, no charges. I don't want to do that. This is not even me joking right now, okay? That's serious shit. I'm not insinuating that, alright? I would never insinuate that whatsoever unless you actually have, like, some serious evidence pointed your way. I was just simply pointing out the fact that him and Diddy would always be in his artist videos. But as of recent allegations, you do not want your name in the same sentence with Diddy.
rapping his own verse. It's almost like he saw Ludacris jump on Justin Bieber's song Baby, which earned over 1 billion views, peaked at number 5 on the Billboard Hot 100, and sold over 10 million units, and crafted his entire business model to try to recreate that moment. Now, Rebecca's mom just wanted to support her daughter's passion, so she paid the $4,000, and Patrice seemingly slapped together something that was good enough to fulfill the excitement of a 13-year-old girl.
Then they sent me, it was called It's Friday at the time, and I was just like, cute. Okay, whatever. Nobody's gonna see this. Like, let's run it, you know?
They recorded the song, then filmed the music video at Rebecca's house with all of her real friends to make her more comfortable on camera, and Rebecca said the experience was pretty normal.
It wasn't really like this big glamorous ordeal or anything like that. I had gone to Forever 21 to pick out my outfit the day before. I had invited a few of my friends. I thought that would be a lot more fun. I remember doing that performance shot, not knowing what to do with my arms. So I think if you watch the video, like I'm just standing and dancing like this for the whole time, which, God, it was a fun day.
Rebecca didn't hear anything back from Patrice for a few weeks after the shoot. She never got to see a rough draft or make any creative decisions on the video edit. The first time she saw the video was when it was uploaded to YouTube on February 10th, 2011.
What did you think of the song and the video and everything at first?
I think I was probably more concerned about like myself than anything.
Yeah.
Like I was so hyper focused on this is what I look like on camera and just picking my own self apart and like I look a little awkward there and like because this was never meant to be like this is my pop star debut.
Yeah.
Like I was literally just on my own vibe. Like I didn't really consider it to be something that was going to be seen by a lot of people. So
Becca got to show her friends and classmates the video, and it just seemed like it would be a cute memory for her to look back on. The video got 4,000 views in the first 28 days, but on the 29th day, Rebecca's world was about to come crashing down. But first, a quick word from today's sponsor, Aura. Bank of America recently announced a data breach, and here's what's really disturbing. They didn't tell anyone for months. On average, it takes a company 277 days to report a breach. Your personal data could have been exposed months ago, and you're just hearing about it now.
This is a little quick story about Bank of America. Jesus Christ, I'm glad I'm no longer with them, right? When I was younger, I had my first bank account ever. This was a few years back. I was 18. I immediately opened a bank account with Bank of America. I put about $1,500 I was saving for a car in my bank account. It took me like 6 to 8 months to save that much money. I remember opening my bank account and it says my bank account's locked. My card is locked. Everything is locked. It's like, what the fuck? So I remember driving to Bank of America. There was already a lot of people there. Keep in mind, like I said, this was a few years ago. Okay? So this isn't even recently. And I remember walking in and I was like, hey, where's my money? What's going on? Shit you not, they handed me an envelope with my cash. They said, hey, what's your name? Obviously asked for my social. Came back with an envelope of cash. Handed it to me, said, this is all your money, we closed your account, you have a good day. What do you mean you closed my account? We closed your account, have a good day. What? Can you tell me why? We closed your account, have a good day. Wouldn't explain nothing to me. I got no letter, nothing. At that point, I rang the bell early. Okay? I rang the bell early. For the last 4 years, I've been telling all my friends when they were thinking about moving bank accounts, whatever the case may be. I told all my friends, stay the fuck away from Bank of America. Stay away from Bank of America. And they thought I was tripping. And they're like, why, bro? And I'm like, listen, I've never heard of a bank. You would think I make that story up. A couple of them probably thought I did. And then this shit happened. I don't know what bank just gets you all your money in an envelope, hands it to you and goes, have a good day, we close your account, and doesn't tell you why. It's not like I was getting drug money, guys, okay? I worked 2 jobs at a pizza place and Burger King. Alright? It was all direct deposit. So I have no idea what happened to this day. I still don't know. Never gave me an answer. Just closed my account, handed me my cash, said have a good day. So, yeah, I'm not shocked that Bank of America had a data breach, and they didn't let their customers know about it. I'm not shocked at all.
Oh, this isn't even the first breach Bank of America has announced this year. And last year, Citigroup and JP Morgan Chase both announced breaches. Your bank could be breached right now, and you could be months away from learning about it. Do you want to give a criminal a 9-month head start? Free credit monitoring after the fact? That's like installing security cameras after your house was robbed. Instead, I rely on Aura, the sponsor of today's video. Aura monitors my personal data, including my social security number, across billions of data points like the dark web and public court records to alert me about potential identity theft. They also provide a VPN with over 100 virtual locations, a secure password password manager, antivirus software, and tools to block malicious sites, as well as a data broker opt-out that will stop these companies from selling your personal information for profit, and more. With so many data breaches, it feels like your social security number might as well be written on a bathroom stall. If you haven't been a victim yet, why are you still taking the chance? Let Aura do the hard work for you. You can go to my link, aura.com/PatrickCC, to try 14 days for free. That will be enough time for Aura to find out if any of your personal data is exposed. On March 11th, 2011, the song was posted to Comedy Central star Tosh.0's blog with the title, "Songwriting Isn't for Everyone." At the time, the Tosh.0 website was averaging 3.2 million visitors, which was just enough traffic to start this viral storm. The blog post was merely criticizing the song's terrible lyrics, even acknowledging that she did not write them, which was true. It was written entirely by Patrice Wilson, and to be fair, the lyrics are pretty bad. The song is essentially about an average middle school girl's life on a Friday, waking up in the morning, eating cereal for breakfast, going to the bus stop, seeing your unlicensed friends drive up to your house and not being confused by that, but rather not knowing what seat to take. Nobody wanted to admit it at the time, but the chorus was objectively catchy. Who doesn't love Friday? Who isn't looking forward to the weekend? However, the part where Patrice clearly exhausted the little creativity he did have was in the bridge where he had Rebecca sing, "Yesterday was Thursday, today it's Friday, we so excited, tomorrow is Saturday, and Sunday comes afterwards."
Ah, yes. Ah, yes. A musical masterpiece. A musical masterpiece. Yesterday was Thursday. Today is Friday. Saturday is tomorrow. And Sunday comes after. Bravo. 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 Fucking, can we get some air horns in the chat for that shit, please? Can we get... Yes, please, please. Let's go. It's just bravo. Bravo. God damn, bro.
And then of course he had to jump in to have his ludicrous moment. The Tosh blog poking fun at the lyrics was more than fair criticism. Others would not be so gracious, beginning to share some of the most hateful, vitriolic opinions about the young girl. There seemed to be a particular trend of telling
Jesus fuck. I don't care if it's Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday. Just die. How about you just die? Doesn't matter if you're happy. What is wrong with you people? You can dislike something. You don't have to wish death upon them. Is that a crazy thought to have?
her to die. 4 days after the Tosh blog post, the official video for Friday had 7 million views, stories on thousands of websites and blogs, most of them sporting negative headlines such as, "Why do we hate Rebecca Black?" Rebecca Black's bizarrely bad video, and many claiming it to be the worst video or song of all time. At that point, if you typed in "worst song ever" on YouTube, her video would be the first recommended. A few days after her explosive virality, Rebecca did an interview on the morning news and shared how harsh people were treating her.
"You're so fat and you'll never be pretty. You suck at singing. I hope you go and I think you should get..."
If she's fat, then I'm obese. Shit. According to BMI, I probably am obese, but I'm just saying, what are we talking about? What are we talking about? The fuck? What the fuck is wrong with people?
"An eating disorder because that'll make you prettier."
Additionally, Rebecca wanted to prove to her haters she could actually sing, since most people were critical of her monotone voice with the autotune cranked up high, but they weren't exactly impressed with her acoustic version either.
"Gotta make my mind up, boys, it cannot take. It's Friday, Friday."
Unfortunately for Rebecca, the mainstream coverage just attracted more negative attention, sending the song into the tens of millions of views, most of which were just spamming the dislike button. There were definitely a lot of people just trolling, using her song and likeness as nothing deeper than a meme. Even deaf people said they were grateful they couldn't hear the song. However, you could imagine for a 13-year-old girl, it could often be difficult to tell the difference between harmless trolling and vitriolic bullying, especially with 4chan users doxing her and encouraging...
if you're actually deaf, I want to go back real quick. Where are we at? 902. I want to go back to this. I want to go back to
song
this
and
real
likeness
quick.
as nothing deeper than a meme. Even deaf people...
Okay. Songs like Friday makes me grateful I'm deaf already. Okay. If you are deaf, I'm going to be honest with you. If you're reading all these stories and reading... I was about to say hearing all this news. But no, if you're reading all these stories and understanding what people are telling you, you know, through messages, I guess, and hand signals, or sign language, whatever, and communicating with people about how bad this song is, this is some sheep shit. You don't even know if it's bad. Everyone's just telling you it's bad. So why are you... You don't have to hop on the train, bro. I feel like that is kind of what happened here. The song is bad, but I don't know if it deserved that much hate as it got. You're allowed to dislike something. You don't have to turn around and wish death threats, insults, or terrible things towards the person that made it. She's just a regular 7th grader. She's gonna make cringe shit. I promise you. I had a band when I was in 8th grade, okay? We made one song, okay? I was put in this band without my consent. I didn't even know I was part of the band. Okay? One song, never went through, just lyrics to a song, and it was the most cringiest shit you're probably ever gonna read. Maybe one day I release it for you guys. If I hit 10,000 subscribers, I'll release it to you guys. And I'll actually sing my verse too. But it's cringe. It's cringe. Kids are cringe. What are we doing? Why are we being this mean to children that are cringe? They're gonna be cringe. That's what happens. Some adults are still cringe. They never grow up. But kids are gonna be cringy. We kind of want them to be. They get cringy, they grow up, they stop being cringy, they learn it is what it is. It's a cycle. Everyone's cringy when they're young. What are we doing?
Her middle school were the countless death threats that prompted real criminal investigations. The bullying got so intense that her parents opted for her to be homeschooled, to which, of course, was celebrated as a victory for her online haters. It seemed like everything Rebecca did just amplified the hate. She appeared on The Tonight Show with Jay Leno, where she performed Friday for the first time. She was accused of lip-syncing when the backing track began before she even had the microphone in her hands, which is a totally normal practice for performers, but nobody was giving her the benefit of the doubt. At this point, the fastest way to go viral on YouTube was to simply make fun of or parody Friday. Countless YouTubers, including Nihahiga, Bart Baker, and Dashi XP, made remixes to the song. The Annoying Orange posted a Friday parody that has almost more views than the original. Several TV shows and media outlets poked fun at Black and her viral song. Conan O'Brien had a segment on his show where he made a parody of Friday called Thursday. In a less overtly mocking tone, Fox's Glee performed the cover of Friday in the episode Prom Queen. Just a couple weeks after going viral, her video officially surpassed Justin Bieber's Baby to become the most disliked video on YouTube. Patrice not only fulfilled his business prophecy, but he was able to one-up Bieber and Ludacris. Ironically, many celebrities were the ones who showed support for Rebecca.
Fun, more fun, pop. What do you think? Now, honest opinion, Chris Brown. Honest opinion
honestly,
of Rachel
I'm
Black.
never a hater. Oh, it was great. I actually liked it. I'm gonna be jamming to it on Friday.
Gotta get down on Friday.
One of the most shocking supporters was television personality and record executive Simon Cowell, who is a ruthless music critic. Simon advised Rebecca not to listen to anyone over the age of 18. I'm being deadly serious. Whatever she's done has worked. Whether you like her or not, she's the
I don't even know if that's good advice. I feel like most of the death threats are coming from children. I'm gonna be honest. Now, that whole 4chan shit we saw in the beginning, I feel like we should talk more on... Does he talk more on that? Jesus Christ, we kind of brought that up. That was like a fucking bombshell, and we just moved off that quickly. Jesus. But that whole fucking Operation Black Friday, whatever the fuck it was, that was brought up in the beginning of this video, that was grown-ass men, for sure. But as far as, like, most people who's giving death threats, calling her fat, being extremely obnoxious, I promise you that's mostly, like, people her age. Mostly people her age. Annoying adults do exist. They're on the internet, and they never learn how to grow up. It is what it is. But, yeah, mostly people her age are the ones saying that disgusting shit, because people her age don't really understand the fucking ramifications of their actions as far as the internet goes, even back then. And still now. But, yeah, that's, especially back then. Yeah, that's what I would say. So not listen to anyone over the age of 18. I agree with that, but I would have just said I wouldn't listen to anyone online, period. I wouldn't listen to anyone online, period. If someone has a critique for you online, this is the advice I give. You're a content creator, by the way. I've reacted to videos on a lot of my shit. My goal is not to just be a reaction streamer. It's just what I can afford to do. At the moment, I like doing it. You guys like hearing me yap. It's a mutual relationship. I'm going to Vegas next week. I've said this in the beginning of the video, so I'm not going to rant too much about it. You already know what I'm going to be doing. As far as, like, content-wise, what I'm going to be doing. That's what I kind of want to move towards. I'm able to do so next week because I'm on vacation, so I got time to do it, right? And I want to see it, and hopefully it does get some views and shit like that. Over time, I want to blow up and make more content. I'll still always do react content. I'll still always do lives. And then, obviously, I'll do more IRL content and shit like that. Hopefully, I get to that point. But one thing about me and content creation, I can go and show you guys right now. I got hate comments. I always will. I react to videos that your favorite streamers Queso, Agent, Kai Cenat, Moist Critical, all these guys have reacted to all the people I've reacted at least once, from Jamari to Patrick CC to Atozy, and I still get the, oh my god, you can't even make your own shit, oh my god, you don't know how to sit there and make your own stuff. But they do not have this same energy for those streamers whatsoever, because they like them, so they're not going to, right? And then you have some motherfuckers like Sniper Wolf, in my opinion, which is actually lazy commentary, where she will just sit there and let the video play and make 1 or 2 comments the entire video, and she'll get called out, but then a lot of people still follow her. You're gonna get hate no matter what you do. Just keep doing what you like to do. I don't give those people the time of day, because they don't have the same energy for other big streamers. And I'm not saying Moist Critical, Kai Cenat, Queso, those people should be called out. I don't. I like their content. I watch it myself. I think I'm subscribed to all of them. Okay? I'm just saying that when it comes to what you like to do, what you like to talk about, just focus on you. And don't listen to this internet shit. Don't listen to the internet, okay? If your content is actually bad, numbers will show that. Over the span of a year, 2 years, it may take you 5 years to blow up. It may. But if you're constantly growing, that's what matters. If you're constantly growing, that's what matters. But if you're dead stuck after like a year, I'd say. After a year, if you're just in the same spot, you started at 10 subscribers, after a year you're at 20, then maybe your content isn't that good. Or maybe it's just not vibing with people. But don't listen to people online as far as their hate for you, because they're never going to defend it. If you go to respond to it with a really in-depth comment, even if it takes you 5 minutes, that's 5 minutes out of your day you could have been spending on content or doing something else. Because you sit there for 5 minutes, you explain how they're full of shit, and how they don't have the same energy, yada, yada, yada. And then they look at your comment and go, I'm not going to respond. I said what I needed to say. Go fuck yourself. And they leave. Or they stun lock you into debating them back and forth in a comment section that dreads on for hours at a time. Trust me, I got to that point. I debated basketball. I went back and forth with a commenter for over an hour until I sat there and went, this is one guy. I know what they're saying is ridiculous, and I'm never going to get them to admit anything I'm saying is right, because they just keep moving off my point. This is wasting my time. Why am I doing this? Right? So when it comes to online, you're going to have a lot of people that love you. You're going to have people that hate you for whatever reason. It doesn't matter what video you find on YouTube. It could be, hi guys, I think puppies are great, and you should never abuse children, and everyone should be happy. And that video will probably have like 10,000 likes, and it'll still have like 100 dislikes. Why? Maybe some of them are accidental dislikes. They didn't mean to. But you know some people actually dislike that video. Why? No fucking clue. No idea. It just happens. You're never going to find a video on YouTube that doesn't have dislikes. Some people will just dislike a video because it doesn't have as many dislikes. That's it. So, and I think YouTube saw that, which is why they got rid of the dislike counter. But it doesn't even matter, because people still dislike videos no matter what. So no matter what content you make, you're always going to have people that don't like it. So don't think everyone is ever going to love you. That's just not the case. Just make what you like to make. As long as you're not hurting people, as long as you're not a piece of shit, it's going to blow up. It's going to make you happy. And even if it doesn't blow up, it makes you happy. You got people around you that like what you make. And that's all that matters.
The most talked about artist in America right now. Nobody over the age of 18 should understand her or like her, so she should just do it her way. Even Lady Gaga spoke out in support of Rebecca.
So what do you think about the future of fame through YouTube?
I think it's fantastic. I say Rebecca Black is a genius, and anyone that's telling her she's cheesy is full of shit.
However, the main criticism that seemed to be widely accepted.
Okay, well, her song is cheesy. Like I said, we can be nuanced here, guys. Nuance here. The song is cheesy. The song is corny. but doesn't mean she deserves to be hated and fucking told all these death threats and shit. That's too much.
Accepted as fair was the notion that her parents paid for her to be a star. These people must be fame-grubbing, artistically bankrupt, declasse narcissists. It's also tacky.
Wow.
It's so sad. It's so shamefully desperate. Now, there is some nuance to be considered here. It's unfair to say Rebecca was desperate for fame, but since she was a performer since the age of 2, she did like the idea of becoming a star.
I just didn't know, like, I was like a fan of YouTube. I was a fan of like Justin Bieber and like all the things happening then. I wasn't ready for that then.
Since American media glamorizes the celebrity lifestyle, it's not uncommon for a young girl to desire the red carpets, bright lights, and fans screaming their name. She loved to perform. She loved making music. Then again, she never thought Friday would be seen by anyone. She even recognized Friday was not a good song, but she also did not write it. Other critics wrote, "The only thing more horrifying than Rebecca Black's terrible Friday is the sad, easily exploited longing for fame she represents." This is a better critique of the industry as a whole. Rebecca was the product of an untalented record producer who was seemingly desperate for fame. It could be argued that Patrice used Rebecca and others to get himself publicity as a viral songwriter and music mogul, someone who could make your child's pop star dreams come true. He even hosted talent auditions on Good Morning America for his next star, only for it to be a commercial for his auto-tuned microphone toy. To make matters worse, Rebecca and her mother sued Arc Music Factory for copyright infringement and unlawful exploitation of publicity rights. The original agreement was that Black would own the exclusive rights to the song since they paid the recording and production costs. But then Arc Music began selling ringtones without their permission. Selling ringtones was a lucrative business in the early 2000s, generating billions of dollars annually before smartphones and streaming services took over. Customers paid anywhere from $1 to $4.99 to purchase a single ringtone. Since Rebecca was meant to own the rights to the song, all of the profits should have been going to her, but they weren't. According to an assessment made
Ringtones, bro. Yeah, if you guys are not aware, back in the day, ringtones were, let me see, could I just kind of show you guys in like meme format? Give me a second. So back in the day, right, what people used to do, as far as like, they would do voicemails. This isn't ringtones, but it's voicemails. But you could also do the same type of method for a ringtone, is they would blast the song high because you would have to pay for it. Right? Now, I don't know a single person that even has a song as a ringtone. Back in the day, people would have their favorite song as ringtones, so they would pay for it. And it would be lucrative. Now, you can't do that for free. You can set a song as a ringtone. I don't know a single person who has a song as a ringtone. This guy's kind of getting flamed in his comment section because he was saying that this is ringtones, but you can do it for both. I guess this video just didn't portray it correctly, but this is a little jokey kind of memey way of how people used to not only record ringtones, because you can also do it this way, but record voicemails instead of just buying it outright.
Recorded their ringtones back in the day.
Yo, what's up, y'all? I can't come to the phone right now, but if you leave your name and a brief message, I'll be sure to get back to you. Holla.
How people
but yeah, that's how it used to be back in the day. So I do think it's kind of funny to kind of talk about that. Damn, I feel old. But even back when Friday came out, ringtones were starting to go on the decline a little bit. Like I said, to this day, when I was younger, especially when I was a little baby me, I remember everybody having a ringtone on their phone, on their little flip phones. Yep, flip phones. I remember everybody used to have a ringtone. Now the older I got, especially around this time, people still had ringtones, but they started to go away slowly to just be regular ringtones, and now I don't know a single person that has a song as a ringtone at all.
Made by Billboard, the 13-year-old was netting roughly $24,900 per week from track sales. The sales and streaming data actually launched the song to the number 58 spot on the Billboard Hot 100. Arc Music later even tried to charge $2.99 to watch the music video on YouTube. Patrice and Arc Music were trying to unlawfully snag whatever revenue they could. At this point, Rebecca had the worst introduction to the music industry and fame you could imagine. Most people in her position would crack under the pressure, but she did the opposite. She fought back, first by embracing the memes and making fun of the song herself.
Gotta have my bowl, gotta have cereal. That line is about consumerism. I gotta have my bowl. I gotta have my cereal. We can't live without these things in modern society. And for some people, it's a mortgage, and others, It's a bowl of cereal. Well, the choice between the front seat and the back seat is actually a metaphor for American foreign policy. Front seat, Afghanistan, back seat, Iraq. We gotta make our mind up.
Then by fighting Arc Music to retain full ownership of her song and
I'll give
re-uploading
her
it to
that.
her...
For a 7th grader, that was a funny little jokey joke. Now let's send her death threats. Like, what the
official YouTube channel. My mom said to me, we can either keep it up on YouTube or take it down. I said, no, I'm not going to give them the satisfaction of making me take it down. No, this is going to work out. I just want to let it go. Let it do its thing.
Were you guys ever able to make any money from that whole situation?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, I own the master to the song.
Okay.
I didn't write it, so I don't own the publishing, but I own the
So you own the recording. So anytime anybody used the song, you get paid. So that's nice though that you at least made a little bit of money from it. And you still are you still getting paid for sometimes people use it and
Yeah, sometimes.
Nice.
Patrice desperately tried to recreate this viral moment with other young acts after Friday, but failed miserably. Rebecca then started posting YouTube videos consistently, building a real fan base of people who understood that she was just a normal girl who got stuck in an unfortunate situation.
I think I don't want to have to look back when I'm older and be like, wow, I wasted all the time being young, being unhappy.
She was even invited to star in Katy Perry's music video for her hit song, Last Friday Night. She continued to release singles, but none of which matched the success of Friday, with fans believing that her debut was what caused the lack of support. If this was pushed by Disney, it would have been loved. In 2013, Rebecca teamed up...
No, it would have still been cringe. Can we stop? Again, shouldn't have gotten as much hate as it did, as far as the death threats and all that shit goes, but yes, if it was pushed by Disney, it still would have been cringe. Disney had some bangers, okay? Lemonade Mouth, Jump In, some songs on Camp Rock, because even some of their songs are cringy. I'm a Camp Star guy myself. If you know, you know. Camp Star was the fucking shit. They should have won. I'm sorry. Fucking they come out with a fucking performance that's electric, and then Camp Rock comes out with a fucking... Get the fuck out of here, bro. They should have lost. Talk about plot armor. We could talk about comics and fucking anime all you want. Talk about plot armor. Let's talk about the plot armor of Disney. That shit's crazy.
With YouTuber Dave Days to release a song titled Saturday, peaking at number 55 on the Billboard Hot 100. Some felt this was a positive way for her to jab back and embrace the jokes. However, others looked at this as a mere desperate attempt to gain attention, which resulted in more memes and a resurgence in bullying. And as a result, she finally decided it was time to step away. So there came a point where everybody that I was working with, management, all of that, I let go of all of them, and I just stopped. My parents and I agreed I'm going to go back to high school. Yet again, Rebecca had the foresight to recognize how this was all not going to play out in her favor. People feeling sorry for you is not a good way to build a fan base, nor can you just jam music down people's throats. So instead of continuing to do that, she spent time figuring out how to write her own music and put in the 10,000 hours to discover her inner artist.
Just as I started to grow into adolescent version of me, music became the thing that really changed my life and saved my life in a lot of ways. And that was something that I knew I had to dive into myself without other opinions. So when I graduated high school, I moved up and I just started writing, and I wrote a lot of bad songs, a lot. I had to go through that in order to really learn the
Sorry, I had to pull up the calculator real quick. I'm sorry to interrupt you, Rebecca. 10,000 hours is about 416 days, which is about a year. So why I hate when people put numbers like that. 416 days is about what? 51 days over a year, so about a year and 2 months. We could say you obviously didn't spend every waking day of every month, so we'll say you divide those 416 days up to 3 years, we'll say. Why didn't we just say that? That's so weird. I just don't know why. Sometimes I don't know why people use numbers the way they do. It's my little nitpick, okay? It's my little OCD nitpick shit. All right? I don't like that. Bro, just say it took her 3 years to master her craft. That's fine. 10,000 hours. Suck a dick. Shut up. I don't even think she knows how many hours she works. Shut up. I don't even think she knows that. She probably was like, yeah, I spent a bunch of hours a week in the studio for the last 3 years. And it probably adds up to 10,000. Sorry. That was me nitpicky. I know that was a random little rant there. That was me nitpick. God, stupid.
repetition and also learn that if I'm ever going to do this in a way that is meaningful and good, I have to trust that I have something to say, which is like artist 101.
She re-entered the game with a significant social media following, who remained open-minded towards her new music. In the summer of 2016, Rebecca released the song titled The Great Divide, her first release of new material in almost 3 years. It reached number 23 on the US dance charts, but that would unfortunately be her last song to make the charts. Every year since 2016, she kept her foot on the gas, dropping multiple songs per year and experimenting with various genres, refusing to give up on this dream. Then, in a dramatic twist of fate, the very song that once destroyed her, she was able to rewrite its history and catapult a resurgence in her career. In 2021, to commemorate the 10th anniversary of her infamous debut, Rebecca Black released a hyperpop remix of Friday, produced by Dylan Brady of 100 gecs, and featuring eclectic artists such as Dorian Electra, Big Freedia, and 303. The track was reimagined to a frenetic symphony of glitchy beats and warped vocals. The music video is a kaleidoscopic explosion of Y2K aesthetics with futuristic elements. She was also able to get herself a web redemption from Daniel Tosh, the man who arguably caused this virality in the first place.
Do you blame me for making people aware of the video? Or do you give us credit for making it?
I do give you credit.
Or you give us credit
all
for
the
it.
time.
We were obviously, let's not, we weren't like, oh my God, this is the greatest song in the world. We were like, look at this is insanity.
I mean, it was a little bit insane.
I mean, some of the lyrics are silly.
Yeah.
Her debut studio album, Let Her Burn, received generally favorable reviews, solidifying her place in the hyperpop realm.
She did it. Rebecca Black made a solid little album and proved she is capable of pulling together a...
This guy fucking annoys me. He fucking annoys me. I'm a huge hip-hop fan. I'm a huge rap fan. I don't respect a single word this guy has to say. He annoys the fuck out of me. He seems like someone that has no idea what the culture is about, but wants to have just high opinion and speak on it like he does. Seems like a guy that grew up in one of the nicest neighborhoods ever known to man, but wants to sit there and act like he knows the struggles of the everyday life of the people that these artists go through. It's annoying. I hate it. And I'm not even saying he hates on the artists. I'm just saying I don't like fake shit. One thing about me is I'm very genuine. I like genuinity. He doesn't seem genuine to me. This is my hot take, and maybe some of you may not like that. Maybe some of you don't even know who this guy is. Anthony Fantano, that's who this guy is. But he just seems fake. He seems kind of like he's bullshitting. Talk about music that, he went to college and learned about, so therefore he's very educated on it. It's just annoying to me. It's annoying to me. He can talk about it. He can. I just feel like he's annoying to me. I don't think he's a bad guy. Don't think he's a terrible person. Again, another random thought here. But I think he's annoying to me. Now, as far as the Rebecca Black, I think it's pretty cool that she was able to, take her virality and make it into something great. Take something that, kind of destroyed her livelihood and turned her life into hell. And to go, you know what? Fuck that. I'm going to make sure I blow this up as much as possible. And I'm going to make sure that I learn with music and spend 10,000 hours in the studio. But I spend the next 3 years getting better at my craft, forming my craft, and keep making music because I like music. And that's one thing she has shown. I like music. I like making music. I will continue to make music because that is my favorite thing to do. By the way, work, guys. Work. Because over the span of 3 years, 10,000 hours. Can we, break that down? Okay, so we know that 10,000 hours is about 416 days. We're gonna break this down. So let's say you spend, 1 hour a day every 5 days. That's about 5 hours a week times 4 is about 20 hours a month times 12 is about you bitch. Is about 240 hours a year times 3 is about 720 hours in 3 years. That's nowhere close to the 10,000, right? But what I'm getting at is, if you just took an hour a day for the next, that's what I'm saying. If you guys want to learn content, learn a hobby, learn something new, learn a language. You think 1 hour a day for 5 days a week, that's still 2 free days. That's only 1 hour. And that's 720 hours in 3 years. That's a lot. Whatever hobby you're learning, you will be damn near close to mastering at this point. And then if you do, let's do 2 hours, right? So you double it. You're at 1,440 hours, dog, in 3 years. 3 years. 3 years. You can just say, I want to do 2.5 hours a day for 5 days for 4 weeks, 12 years, 12 months, 3 years, 1,800 hours. 1,800 hours, dude. Like, you see what I'm getting at? If you have a hobby, if you have something you love, if you want to be a YouTuber, that's what I'm doing right now. I'm doing about 2.5 to 3 hours a day, 5 days a week, which is adding up to about 1,800 to 2,000 hours in the next 3 years. And I'm going to try this for the next 3 years, right? And if I put about 2,000 hours of content in, and I just don't, it doesn't end up working out, it doesn't end up working out. But hey, I put 2,000 hours of content in. I tried, which would be about, if we had to break it down day to day, it's about 4 months. Obviously not in a row. I've been making content for 4 months now. It would be about 4 months of straight work. That's how much work I would have put in. It's about 4 months of work. But if I'm able to blow up, that's worth it to me. But if I don't, I don't. So that time is so important, guys. It's so important. It doesn't matter what you're doing. You could suck at whatever you think you suck at right now. I'm sorry. Like I said, an hour a day for 5 days. For the next 3 years. Okay? Even if it's for the next year. Even if it's for the next year. An hour a day. Okay? An hour a day for the next year. For 5 days. It still adds up to be 240 hours for a year. It doesn't matter if you suck at something, okay? You spend 240 hours on anything. I'm not saying you're going to be an expert, but you're at least going to be very, 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 very well inundated in whatever you're doing. So I'm hoping that this little Rebecca Black story gives you guys like the confidence to just, whatever you want to do, whatever you're thinking about doing, just do it. You have an hour in your day. Just 1 hour. Just take 1 hour of your day. And you don't have to do every day. Just 1 hour of your day, 5 days a week. Learn that language. Learn that hobby. Fix your jump shot. Go to the gym. 240 hours, dude. 240 hours. In the span of a year, it's gonna add up quick. And it's going to make you extremely, extremely happy that you put that much time whatever you're thinking about doing.
Respectable pop record.
Recently, she performed a phenomenal Boiler Room DJ set where she showed her deep knowledge and taste for hard-hitting techno bangers, and the crowd went absolutely wild in support of her playing a Friday remix.
7 a.m. waking up in the morning, gonna be fresh when I go downstairs. Gonna have my board in the house real, seeing everything, but time is gold.
She had two choices. Make this song ruin my life, make this song make my life. Actually mad inspiring to see how she flipped the script. At first, it was funny to tease Rebecca Black, but now people recognize we were way too harsh on an innocent 7th grader who was just trying to have a fun.
Who's we? Who's we? Don't put there's no me in we. I said the song was cringe when I was younger and I thought it was a dirty. I said the song was cringe and I thought it was a nerdy, cringy song. You're the guys that threw death threats at her. Don't put we in this. Me and you are not the same. I said the song was cringe. You gave her death threats. There is no we here. There's you and me, and we're separate.
Fun new experience. Friday was always a bad song, and it still is. But Rebecca rewriting her narrative and earning a genuine fanbase from her hard work and creative vision could be one of the most respectable redemption arcs in history.
That was a good video. I liked it. That was a good video. Learned a little bit about Rebecca Black, huh? With that being said, I hope you guys liked the video. I hope you guys liked the content. If there's anything you want me to react to, please let me know. Like, comment, subscribe, and I will do so. But until next time, my friends, I love you. I'll see you. Goodbye. Peace out.